Order in this homosexual court. Order in this homosexual court. It's the Honorable Judge Jacob Schubach reporting for duty.
And the Honorable Ryan Gabbett, who is still here against his will. The disputes are real, the decisions are final, and the judges are homosexual still. This is Gay Court.
Wow!
Hello and welcome to the second episode, the second installment of Gay Court, the comedy podcast where we debate all things LGBTQ+.
We love a good debate because we are homosexuals with microphones that just love to talk, you know. Ryan,
Yes.
how are you this week?
I am well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Did you had some news to share?
Oh, yes. Two things. One, I am in New York.
In New York.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato.
Don't know what she's saying. I didn't know she sang.
And secondly, I made a new fortune teller. Would you like your fortune told?
I would love my fortune told every single week on this podcast. I would love a reading. Let's get the girls going. Yes.
Okay. Alabaster, chartreuse, auburn, or periwinkle?
Oh, periwinkle.
Periwinkle. 1, 2, 5, or 6?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, or 6?
1.
You will find $20 today.
Slay!
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm supposed to get drinks with my friend later today, so maybe she'll buy me a $20 drink.
Maybe. If you chose 5, yours would have been your skin will age prematurely.
Well, thank God I didn't get that one. I also did skincare last night and I felt so strong. I felt so powerful. I felt very LGBTQ plus.
We love that.
I really appreciate that my skin is not aging prematurely. Would you like to circle back to the lines we were going to say before we segued real hard, real fast?
Yes, sure. Since we want as many people to do their civic duty as possible and be part of Gay Court, just like last week, send us your emails to gaycourtpodcast@gmail.com. Send us your queer conundrums, embarrassing dating stories, though we're going to talk about ours today, your gay crimes, and, well, anything else you'd like. Don't know what to write? Be sure to follow us on social media at Gay Court Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, where we'll be posting prompts, memes, and honestly, anything we want. Oh my.
Oh my. We do have our first listener letter. Actually, we have 2 listener a question and a letter, which is very exciting. But again, we are messy and we do not have a guest host because we couldn't figure out the scheduling. We'll get some. Don't worry. We will have some homosexuals guest hosting.
Episodes 3 and 4 for sure.
Yes. Episodes 3 and 4 for sure. But that being said, Ryan, would you like to tell everyone what we're talking about in the podcast today? Get them excited for the show.
Of course. This week's topic is, well, me and Jacob's favorite kind of topic, bad dates, because we all had them.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow.
We'll be taking a deep dive analysis and ruling on something that truly changed our society as we know it. The gay episodes of Next. Cross-examining our own personal dates that were horrible. And finally wrapping up with gay history with the one, the only, the Demon Twink.
I need to put some Count Chocula music in there for Demon Twink. I couldn't think of another vampire other than Count Chocula, but whatever.
The Count from Sesame Street.
Oh, yes.
1, 2,
Demon Twink.
Let's talk about our first listener letter. Comment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, while we may make fake rulings in addition to the gay agenda on this podcast, we do want as many queer people to be as part of this debate. So we love when you send us listener letters and debate us. And so we will read your arguments back because, we live for drama. Any questions you have, any debates you want to start, bring it to us. We love a good listener letter. Ryan, do you want to take us to that first question that we got back after our Instagram story?
Oh, yes. We had our little Instagram story this week, last week?
This week? I don't know.
This week? I don't remember. And we asked for your questions. And one of our listeners asked, hey, fellas, is it gay to date a woman because she's technically half her dad?
Which for me, I hadn't realized this, but that is a very valid question.
That is a valid question.
I've
Um,
I've personally never dated a woman. Have you?
does a kindergarten girlfriend count?
Yes.
Then yeah, we used to like run around in the playground and like, like climb trees and shit. So yeah, it was a fun time.
It was a good relationship for you.
Yeah, we played in the sand, monkey bars.
I wasn't allowed to play in the sand because my mom was like, "What if another kid pooped in there?" I'm like, "Well, okay."
Oh, that is a fair question. Ew. But
Something to think about.
but if we were to take this into consideration, your comment, how we have to rule that everything good is gay, women are the best thing in the world. So yes, it's gay.
I think, yeah. Okay, so here, me and my friend, we'll leave her anonymous because I don't know if she wants to be named on the podcast. But
Yes.
we have a deal that if we're both single at age 35, we're going to get married for the tax benefits. Therefore,
Oh,
it is
same.
gay. Yeah. No, 35 is the year that you have to be like, okay, I'm going to marry my girl best friend. It's just the logistics of being a homosexual. You need the tax bracket, you got to get married. So therefore, I agree that it is pretty gay to date, even marry a woman.
Is marriage just for tax benefits? Mine will be. Just kidding.
I think it can just be for benefits because what's the point of getting married? I mean, I guess love, but like the government doesn't
What's
need to be
love?
the government doesn't need to be involved in my relationship like that, other than for tax benefits.
Yeah, it's a lot of tax too. It goes from 40 to 20%. Like, damn.
I we're just gonna pretend that I knew what those percentages were because like what? Shit.
Yeah, like your taxes are 40% if you're single, but it's 20% if you're a couple because it's two of you for the 40%.
Wait, the government's too much for me.
But then
It's
it
terrible.
depends on like your salary amount because like if the more you make but you don't make enough for the highest tax bracket and stuff, then
Mhm.
you will be taking out the most percentage of tax.
Thank you for the tax lesson. I rule that
Also,
this is.
that all could
Oh,
be totally fake. I don't know because that's what someone told me, and I'm not an accountant.
can we get a
Okay.
representative from TurboTax on the line? That all being said, I
How
think
do
we
we
have to
rule?
rule. Dating a woman is gay.
Okay.
We love gay, and it's awesome.
For a straight person to do it, that's none of my business. But
For
for
a
a
gay man to do
homosexual,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gay.
Sure. Yeah, it's gay.
Awesome. We love your questions. Keep them coming. Feel free to Instagram DM us. One of my friends sent in a listener letter
Oh yeah.
and was not as supportive to Ryan, and would love to debate him in regards to the subject line of the email said, "Sitting in your car in silence, hetero." This is, of course, in reference to when Ryan was in a car accident and wasn't playing any music during the car accident. And Danny wrote this. Gays with microphones. Danny here, Jacob's friend and avid supporter. We have to talk about the car accident segment and how you talked about sitting in silence in your car and how it can be nice. This is the most heterosexual man behavior I've ever heard. You know who doesn't care about music, aka culture? Straight men. Their own thoughts and egos are satisfying enough for them. Gross. The rest of us, music the entire time. We need to bop. We need to perform. We need to live. When I was in a car accident, I was listening to Nicki Minaj. That is way more gay than even necessary. Do better. All love, Danny. P.S. Lance Bass has twins. I'm gonna quickly just be like, I love that Lance Bass has twins. That's the way to do it. You have two, same thing. You get done with diapers once. That's if you have kids, that's the way to do it. Great job, Lance Bass. Ryan, how would you like to provide a rebuttal to Danny's argument that sitting in your car is hetero? With
First
silence?
off,
First
you
off.
spelled Nicki Minaj wrong. You spelled Nicki Minaj wrong.
Nicki Minaj.
But how would I like to rebut this? I was listening to music prior. It was just like basically
It was a meditative experience.
that too. And I accidentally unplugged my phone. I was like, I'm 5 minutes from home. I don't need to put music. It's fine. I don't want to deal with it right now. But sometimes Sitting in silence while driving helps you with your thoughts and you can think about things. I don't do it often, but sometimes it helps.
I love that for you, but never more than 5 minutes at a time. I can't be with my thoughts for more than
Oh,
5 minutes
no,
at
no,
a time.
no, 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 no. We don't do that. That's a bad
We
place.
like to just drown it out with Carly Rae Jepsen on repeat.
Not Vroom Vroom by Charlie XCX.
Let's ride.
Okay, I heard this is take away my gay card for this, but I heard Taxi for the first time last night. Have you ever heard Taxi by Charlie XCX? It's like an unreleased demo that she did for
I heard
XCX
it.
World. I went on a deep dive about this. She had a whole nother album before Charlie, the self-titled album, that just got scrapped by Atlantic because it got leaked. But like
Oh,
there's a song called Taxi. I'll send it to you. It's a banger. It is so good. I was just like sitting there last night and was like texting my friend. I was like, unfortunately, this has become my entire personality now. So get used to it.
when was Charlie never your entire personality, though?
That's a great question.
There's no answer to the question.
Pre boom clap era, I guess I wouldn't have known about Charlie, but boom clap era, I wasn't fully into Charlie yet either.
It's fair.
Fun fact, the first Charlie album that I listened to, I rented from the library.
Oh, back to your episode 1 about your reading.
Yes. The
Your
library.
love for reading.
My love for
Batman
culture and
and
engaging
Charlie
with
XCX.
media. Fabulous. Yeah, so if you guys want to send us any listener letters, gaycourtpodcast@gmail.com. We will read them on air live and all that good stuff. And if you want to be anonymous, just let me know and you can make you anonymous. But Danny wanted to let it be known that Danny had opinions.
Yeah. And
We'll
Danny, it's NICKI.
Yes. I think Danny typed this quickly, so we'll chalk it up to what do you call it? Autocomplete?
Correct?
Autocorrect? Like, what do you call it? Ooh, I work in tech. Love that for me. Awesome. So that takes us to our next segment, our first segment, actually. Gaze on the Case. Ryan, would you like to take us into Gaze on the Case?
Yeah. It is the segment where we look at something queer and dissect it.
Queer!
Homo. And this week we'll be examining the gay episodes MTV's reality dating show from the early 2000s. Next.
Okay, so next, for those of you who don't know, is a reality-based dating show from 2006 in which 5 dates have been lined up for the contestant, and the contestant can opt in to declare next at any time to reject his current option and then carry on with the next date. Or if they reject all 5 people, they go home alone with a monetary consolation prize. And of course, we'll be talking about the gay episodes, which were far and few in between because it was the 2000s and just the reality gay representation apparently wasn't there.
There was no Finding Prince Charming.
There was no Finding Prince Charming, hosted by Lance Bass. This is a Lance Bass podcast. Next, so for those of you who don't know, it's basically that all 5 contestants are in a bus. They get off the bus and it plays a little intro for them, and they each have like 3 fun facts about themselves. So we are going to go through a couple of the gay contestants' lineups, their abouts, their detail sections, and decide if we would say next or keep the dates going. That being said, we don't have any photographs of what these people look like, so we're really just basing it off of what they have on their list. But also the people look very 2000s. So just imagine a 2000s gay when we're talking about these people.
I think Justin Bieber here would pop collars.
Yes, honestly, that's a fair assessment. All right. So the first contestant off of the next bus is Alex, age 18. And his 3 fun facts were that he has a twin brother, he collects fortune cookies, and idolizes Whitney Houston.
So would I go on the date with this guy? Is what you're asking me.
Yes. Would you continue the date, or would you say next?
Based on these 3 things, I would say I would continue the date because as someone who loves fortunes, it's a given. And who doesn't idolize Whitney Houston? The voice of a generation.
Yes. If he's at a party, he's going to put on something good at that party because he knows that Whitney Houston will bring the house down. Like,
yeah, I have nothing. I know that. I love her.
Fabulous.
All right. So the next person is we have Kyle, 19, nicknamed Nugget, loves loves Hannah Montana and cries all the time.
My initial feeling is just yes, like that sounds great. But okay, nickname Nugget. Obviously, McDonald's is iconic. The McDouche. We
The
have to give it. We have
McDouche.
to give it up for the McDouche. They really schemed at that marketing idea. So I love the nickname Nugget, especially if he loves chicken nuggets. You can't hate somebody who hates or loves chicken nuggets.
We love chicken nuggets.
Loves Hannah Montana. To this day, Rockstar by Hannah Montana is still in my heavy rotation on Spotify. Like I will play that song until the day that I die.
I still play Best of Both Worlds. And what's that one song from the movie? Always Find Your Way Back Home.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
Like those
Or
two are freaking bops.
I think it's technically a Miley song, but you do the snow cone slide left to right.
Up
stick
it,
glove.
lock it,
Yes,
polka
that one.
dot it,
I
cut
was like,
you
why can't I
fine,
remember
hip
it?
hop it. I can still do the dance.
Oh, damn. I've always wanted to go square dancing, side note, but I would love to go square dancing
Perfect place for you to pee outside.
as square dance.
It's rural.
Yes. So we do love a Hannah Montana lover. And then cries all the time. I don't know if you should do it all the time, but like if you feel emotional, then lean into your emotions and we respect a man who loves his emotions. So,
Mhm.
okay, Kyle, we'll continue the date.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here's a good one for you.
Okay.
Brett, age 18, hates hand sanitizer, obsessed with Nicole Richie, and pees outside whenever he can.
I'm gonna have to say next. We're still in a pond to replay, so how can you hate hand sanitizer?
Fact.
I will say his obsession with Nicole Richie is a fair one. I do love her, you know, a
Mhm.
simple life.
I loved when did you see when she was like her birthday and she like set her hair on fire when she was blowing out the candles?
What?
Nicole Richie set her hair on fire when she was blowing out her candles on her birthday cake this year.
I didn't know that. I will Google the video
I'll send you
later.
the video. It's kind of funny. She laughs about it.
Also, I remember the first time I found out that her dad is Lionel Richie, and I got very confused. And then
Same.
I found
Yeah.
out she's adopted. I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense
Yeah.
now.
I was like,
There
it's
it
all
is.
starting to track. She was also fantastic in, did you ever watch Good News?
No, I usually have bad news.
Oh, it's like a newsroom show. It's hilarious. And she's really, really good in it. So highly recommend. 2 seasons on Netflix.
Ooh. I'll watch it. And then pees outside whenever he can. I only do that when I have had a little bit too much to drink and there's no bathroom around. So it has to be a next for me.
Interesting. Do you prefer to pee outside? Like if you could like set up any peeing situation, would you choose to pee outside?
No, I feel too what's that word I'm trying to say?
Exposed?
Vulnerable. That's why did I say it like that?
I feel vulnerable peeing outside. Well, okay. Well, you're also like in New York where it's like a very open place and like people are just like around. I feel like if you're in a rural area, it's not as vulnerable.
Like Idaho?
Idaho, sure. I was gonna say like the suburbs of Buffalo, but like not the suburbs, but like
What's the difference?
I mean, I'm not telling you to pee in suburbia. I'm telling you to like pee in fields where there's fields. Not a great point, but you know, here we are.
But Jacob, what would your next intro be if we were on next?
I've really thought about this because I would love to be on reality TV one day. Specifically Big Brother, if anyone from casting is listening. But I thought a lot about this. I thought really hard. And I think like the first one has to be like very almost innocuous, like just very harmless, like fine and normal. So I said has a podcast as my first one,
Ooh,
which is true, but also
it's true.
kind of cringe. It's cringe to have a podcast, but I also love it. The second one, I feel like has to be a little chaotic, a little something to pique their interest. So I said, I've thrown up at a McDonald's before.
Ooh.
It's only happened once. And it should be noted that it was after probably like 20 to 30 minutes of driving. I held that vomit in that entire car ride and I waited until we were at McDonald's like a polite gentleman.
I love that for you. Do you get nuggets after? Do you get a McDouche after?
We actually did we got into the drive-through line after I was like done. And eventually I was like, hey ladies, like we need to go. Like, I'm sorry, we can't be in this drive-through line any longer or I'm gonna vomit again. And the driver of the car was very polite and was like, okay, Jacob, we'll take you home. And then she dropped me off my apartment and was like, see ya.
Was it car sickness or too much to drink?
It was too much to drink. It was
Okay.
It was 100% my fault. So
Okay.
here we are.
Okay. You're alive.
And then my final note on my next intro would be couldn't keep his pet Tamagotchi alive, frowny face. I recently got a Tamagotchi at age 26, a little over a month ago. I kept it alive for 5 days. And it really annoyed my mother and my sister because I was like, I got to take care of my Tamagotchi. And I would just keep saying it out loud while I was home for the holidays. And it was aggravating to them. And then it eventually died. And everyone, the entire household was really upset that it died. It lasted for 5 days. It was like a long time. But she kept crying and like pooping in the house. It was bad. It was bad. I'm sorry to that Tamagotchi. Yeah. So that's my next intro. But what about you? What would your list of qualities be? Honestly, if you have a dating profile, I feel like you should make it look like the next.
Oh, that's clever.
The next user interface.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Where it just like pops up and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like can you put videos now on things?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I think some apps you can put videos and they're like, use a video to like truly show your personality.
Yeah.
Don't give me ideas.
Yeah, you can do audio on Hinge.
So my next intro, I guess, would be so I guess you started yours with a fact, right?
Yes. I tried to start innocuous, harmless as possible.
I guess my start would be I'm technically a doctor.
PhD.
PharmD.
PharmD.
So I guess I'll start with that. And then it's something, this is a little cringe. I guess mine would be I once ripped my pants pole dancing on the New York City subway. And there's a video of it happening. You could see the rip happen.
Wow. What was the song that you were dancing to on the New York City subway? And did you get any tips?
The song was nothing because I was inebriated to hell.
Danny is not going to be happy with this. Danny's going to be like, pole dancing in silence, hetero.
Danny's just out to get me. Her
yeah.
inability to spell Nicki Minaj. But
Ooh, the fights are starting on this podcast. We're stirring up some drama right now.
But did I get any tips? No, but you can just hear all my friends. So Ryan, stop.
I cannot wait to see this video one day. It's gonna be good.
And then I guess your last one was a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
And mine would be I don't really completely understand the concept of time zones.
That is fair. We did do an explainer on Outside the Search Bar. The episode isn't out yet, but I will send it to you once it is, because the girl that we had on the podcast who explained time zones to me maybe kind of understand it, which is more than I had before, because I also don't understand time zones. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why don't we just have like 24 o'clock and it's 24 o'clock for everybody? I get it, but like, whatever. I get that the earth is spinning, but like, still, at what cost?
The earth is round. How did we figure out where to start? Yeah. Okay. So I guess this leads us to our second segment. Investigates.
Slay! Slay!
Oh my God, BB Rexa. She gave us the moment with that one.
She gave us everything. So Jacob, would you like to describe what Investigates is?
Yes. So Investigates is our main segment where we cross-examine the same topic or theme. So as we've mentioned, this week's theme is bad dates, which I feel like if you're a human being who is interested in dating, you've had a bad date because they just are prevalent within our society and something that needs to be stopped. that being said, we're going to discuss a couple of our worst dates that we've had each, and we'll just make rulings on them, I guess. We'll rule if they're cringe or endearing, as we like to rule on our personal experiences. I get like last time, most things were endearing, but I think most things are going to be cringe this time. So we'll see what happens.
So Jacob, would you like to start with your
I feel
bad
like I went
dates?
first last time, so I'm going to let you have the opportunity to go first.
Okay.
I'm being polite.
All right. So listeners, we came up with little blurbs of how we would describe the date.
Descriptors.
Yeah. So my two are the 4 p.m. Zola movie. And then my second one is the 10 p.m. Zodiac ice cream.
The Zodiac ice cream makes me fear for your life, but we'll get into that. Mine are actually combined because they happened not fully on the same time, but like on the same day. They were connected. It's the Jaeger bomb to Vaughn's pipeline.
Ooh.
So we're excited for that.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
So should we start? Would you like me to start?
Absolutely. Let's get into it, Ryan. Let's hear about the Zola movie.
All right, the 4 p.m. Zola movie. All right. So I matched with a guy on, I want to say Hinge. It was Hinge. Yeah. And we were chatting for a couple weeks. And then I forgot who suggested it first, but we were like, oh, let's get dinner and like for like the first date. I was like, yeah, sure. Whatever, let's do it. Well, so I made reservations for this Thai food place. And it was at 6 p.m. And then the morning of the date, he texted me, was like, hey, would you be interested in seeing a movie before the dinner? I was like, oh yeah, sure. I have nothing else to do. I'm off this week. So sure, why not? So we found like a movie theater close by to the Thai food place. And the movie was at 4 p.m.
And
it's
you'd
4
never
p.m.
met him before this. Like it was like
No.
the first time you're going to meet was just going to like a movie where you can't talk.
Yeah.
Which
So-
I think is personally problematic. Like I would not want that as first date. But
Oh, it was incredibly problematic, but I literally had nothing else to do with my day. So I was like, sure, why not? So I was like, oh, I can meet you at like 3:30 just so that we have some time before the movie to like chat. So like it wouldn't be like, hi, movie. Yeah.
Which okay.
But did he do that? No. So I get to the movie theater at like 3:30, 3:45. Movies at 4. And I text him, oh, hey, I'm here. And he's like, oh, already? And he's like, I thought the movie was at 4. I was like, yeah, but I was like, yeah, but I'm here because
we talked about
had this conversation. He's like, okay, I'm on my way. I was like, okay. So the man arrives at legit 4:05.
Well, there's previews. We'll give him.
Hold on. So then it's like a little bit of, hey, how are you doing? Let's go watch the movie. And then we go inside. He's like, oh, I'm getting some popcorn. And there's a long line.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to use the bathroom because I was waiting outside for like 30 minutes. I needed to pee really bad.
Yeah.
So then like I come out of the bathroom and he is about to finish like getting his popcorn. And then we literally go into the movie theater and the movie has started.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit in our seats.
How far has it started? Because like I feel like Zola, you kind of have to like see the start of the movie.
I would say we're like 5 minutes in.
Oh, okay. So we still have some. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got some runway.
Yeah, but like there's no more previews, so we couldn't talk during the previews. It's literally the movie now. So he was like, oh, do you want some popcorn? I was like, yeah, I'll have some. Thanks. Watching the movie. And then mid-movie, he is like, I use the bathroom. I was like, okay. And he never comes back.
Oh my God. That's worse than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was like you were going to like reach into the popcorn and find something you didn't want to find. But that's what?
So then I was like 15 minutes passed. I was like, is he taking a shit? What is going on?
Romantic.
So then I text him and he had an iPhone. So it was blue, right? The messages. Text him. It went green. And I was like, suspicious. So then I go to the bathroom and the bathroom is completely empty. So
wait, you left? Did you leave the movie early to go look in the bathroom?
I was like, oh, maybe he's like in the bathroom. Is he okay? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Just go check and he's not there. So he
Oof.
fully left. And then I go back on Hinge when I'm in the bathroom and he unmatched me.
For what? Like you were just watching a movie.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
then what happened?
And then I texted my friend. I was like, hey. So because I was in New York over the summer for a little bit. I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, are you in the city by any chance? And she's like, yeah. I was like, do you want to get Thai food for dinner? And
Queen.
she's like, sure, why? I was like, I was just left mid-movie. So I still have the dinner reservations if you want to come.
That's so fucked up because first of all, that's a pretty good movie. Like that's a good movie. Like literally just said I don't like movies, but that's a good movie.
It was his idea too. Like it was all he's like, I want to watch the movie Zola. I was like, okay, we can do that. I'm game for anything. So literally this man left the date that he planned.
What a chaotic person.
So yeah, that was one of my bad dates.
We're gonna rule that that's cringe on his partnership on his half because like that's fucked up to do on Zola nonetheless. The fuck? Cringe. Bullshit. I hate it. If I
hate
ever
it
see
too.
him, I'll fight him.
I don't remember what he looks like at this point, so I'll probably pass him on the street and not even realize.
Sorry to
All
that
right.
man.
10 p.m. Zodiac ice cream.
Yes, let's get into it. We love ice cream.
Okay. So I met one of my friends for dinner, actually the one who sent us the listener question.
Oh, okay. We love a queen.
We went to get tapas. Ooh, we love tapas.
Ooh, we do.
Yeah. Patatas bravas? Yes.
Never
Anyway,
been there, but okay.
no, it's the potatoes.
Oh. I was like, what is that place? That sounds good.
Like that's the potatoes. But we were having dinner and then she was like, oh, I'm actually going on a date after this just to like meet a guy for like I forgot what, like ice cream or something. I was like, then I thought to myself, I would like to go on an ice cream date as well.
Like I need to steal this personality trait right now.
I was like, damn, I could go for some ice cream. So then like we went to some bars and stuff. And then like after that we parted ways. And then I went on the apps and I was like, I matched with someone. I was like, what you doing? He's like, nothing. I was like, that's cool. And he's like, what are you up to tonight? I was like, nothing. He's like, do you want to like meet? I was like, sure. For what? And he's like, I don't know, maybe like ice cream or something. I was like, perfect.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
Perfect.
It's a good sign. It's
Perfect.
a sign from the universe.
It was a bad sign that I shouldn't have answered. But
ooh. Ooh.
So
I'm not ready for this one. I'm like, oh.
So we go get some ice cream, right? I meet him at where he was, and then like we walk to go get ice cream. And then one of his first questions, like 10 minutes into the date, like legit 5-10 minutes into the date, he's like, what are your top 3 signs like in your
chart?
In my chart.
Your astrology
chart. I was like, oh yeah. So I am an Aquarius sun.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah.
I was born on the same day.
A Leo rising.
Okay. I'm a Sag rising.
And a Sagittarius moon.
Same.
And then he goes, oh. And I was like, what? He's like,
I feel like those are good signs.
I thought so. They've been with me for all 27 years of my life, and I enjoyed them quite well.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
So this man goes,
so wait, where are we in the ice cream timeline? Do you have the ice cream now, or like
we're walking? No, we just got our ice cream and we're like sitting down.
Okay.
And we're chatting. And so he asked me my signs, and then I was like, oh, I told him my signs. And then he went, oh. And I was like, what is that oh for? And he said,
I don't mean to laugh, but what?
He literally went, do you realize that your signs say you're egotistical, self-absorbed, and a know-it-all? And I was like,
and what if I am?
I was like, are you calling me those things? And he's like, yeah. I was like, sir, I've known you for 5 minutes. The fuck?
Okay. I have a couple of questions, as I always do. First question, was this in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Did this take place at the Big Gay Ice Cream Shop?
No.
I was gonna say, if this takes place at the Big Gay Ice Cream Shop, that's like a hate crime, because like, damn. Second of all, what were his signs and what did he have to say about himself?
I he was like, honestly, I think what he was I want to say a a Scorpio sun and like a Virgo rising or some shit like that. And I was like, oh,
I know.
because like all the things, all the moves like Scorpios.
Yeah, Scorpios are the
Like
spicy ones.
even freaking Diana the musical was like, this is what I get for dating a Scorpio. But
Fun fact.
that's an actual lyric from the song. But
Okay.
I did the whole thing he did to me, which was like the oh, and he's like, don't give me that. We're the best sign. And I was like, you did it to me.
Also, for him to say that they're the best sign is egotistical and self-centered. We hate an egomaniac. So how did the date end? How did it continue? What happened after that? Are you still seeing him?
No, here's the kicker. So we chatted, and like aside from the fact he called me that, he was a somewhat decent human being, I would say. So then he was like, would you want to like hang out tomorrow? I was like, sure, why not? Just text me. You have my number at this point. And he doesn't text me. So I was like, oh, it's not happening. I'm gonna make other plans because I want to do other things.
Yeah. I want to have fun.
I ain't gonna wait for no man.
Period.
But like legit, it's like 6 p.m. He texts me, he's like, are we still hanging out? Like legit the day of. And I was like, I made plans to see some friends. We're gonna go out to the gay bars if you want to come. He's like, no. And then he blocked me.
That's so strange. Like, why would you? I hate it. I hate dating.
But he is connected to Demon Twink in one way or another, which we'll go into in Let the Record Show in a few minutes.
Ooh, he's connected to Demon Twink. We'd love to see it. I can't wait to hear it.
All right. So how would you rule on the second bad date I've been on?
It had the potential to be endearing. We love a good ice cream date. Like, that's so fun. But him reacting in that way to your astrology signs is just like taking it a little bit too seriously. We are all individuals with our own personalities and do not need to be prescribed to what our signs are. So I'm going to say it's cringe again. I'm sorry, but yeah, I hate to see it. You, of course, were endearing in all situations. You were the baddest baddie within the New York City dating.
Sure.
So mine is the Jägerbomb to Vaughn's pipeline.
I have to
which
know.
These intersect in an interesting way, but we'll get into that within the story. So we'll start with the Jägerbomb. So this was in probably 2018 when I first moved to LA, and I was like, ooh, I'm a little gay boy. I'm out. I'm ready to be proud and date a man. And so I also went on the apps. I think on Bumble is where I matched with this guy. He seemed like a solid guy. His profile was like, I'm 26. I was like 24, I want to say at the time. So it's like an older man. Like, ooh, okay. Ooh. He worked at a hotel. It was like really cool, whatever. So we go on a date. The first date is great. The vibes are immaculate. We have dinner. Everything is going well. And I was like, okay, like I've been in LA for a month. This place is awesome. Like the dating scene here is great. Like this was an awesome date. We like made out in his car a little bit. Had a great time. So I was excited for the second date. Second date did not go as well as the first. It was not the same vibe. It was not great. I think it was a Tuesday.
Oh.
It was some day during the week. And I was working in Burbank at the time. And he was like, let's meet at the Abbey in West Hollywood.
Ooh.
Which for those of you who don't live in Los Angeles is like an hour-long drive at rush hour after work. And so I like did it. I was like, okay, let's do it. There's also not great parking there. I had to pay like $10 to get parking. It was terrible. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, I like this. I liked our first date. Let's go on the second date. And like, let's see what happens. And so I go to the Abbey. He's already there. He's at the bar drinking. And it's like during their like dinner service type thing. So there's like nobody there basically because everybody goes at night. And so it's just me and him basically at the bar getting drinks or whatever. He's like, do you want anything to drink? I got a cranberry vodka. Because I like really still wasn't into partying at that point. Just like didn't know what I liked to drink. And he was like, I'm going to get a Jaeger bomb. And I could tell that he'd already been drinking. So I was like, oh, okay, like, sure. And so he orders the Jaeger bomb, and the bartender goes to like make it or whatever. And he turns to me and he's like, yeah, so like me and my ex-fiance, we were like talking and like trying to like split everything up, like because we used to live together and like da 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 da. And I'm just like, oh, your ex-fiance. Okay, cool.
Was it mentioned on the first date?
That wasn't mentioned on the first date. And he's like, yeah, like you're the first guy that I've like gone on like a date with after like my ex-fiance, and like you're just like so much better than him. Da 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 da. I was like, okay, cool. All the while, like I'm just like trying to drink my little like cranberry vodka and like be in the Abbey or whatever. So the Jaeger bomb gets there, and he's like, will you take a Snapchat video of me doing my Jaeger bomb so I can send it to my ex-fiance?
Uh-oh.
And so I hold his phone in front of him as he drops the Jaeger bomb. Like he drops the shot into the whatever. I think it's like a shot of Jaeger into like beer or Red Bull or something. I don't even know.
It's something.
And he like knocks back the shot and sends it to his ex-fiance in front of me. And I'm just like, ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. So then at that point, I had to like go fill up my meter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like went to go fill up my meter, and I was like looking at my phone, and some other guy had texted me and was like, oh, do you want to hang out tonight? And I was like, well, this date's not going very well, so maybe I should try another one. Which was not a good idea.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know why. And so he told me that he was like gonna go grocery shopping that night at Vaughn's. And so I was like, oh, well, I need to go grocery shopping. Maybe we can just go grocery shopping together. So anyways, I fill up my meter. I go back to the Jaeger bomb guy. Eventually reveals to me that he's not actually 26, like on his profile. He's actually 31. A bunch of red flags are just like spinning all over the place. And I was like, I will never see this man again. We'll put a pin right there because I did see that man again. But he goes off on his merry little way. He goes into the night, and I'm like, goodbye, man. I will never see you again. Again, pin. I did see him again. And so I take my car and I drive to this Vaughn's to meet the other guy. And so I'm like talking to this guy inside the Vaughn's. Mm-hmm. The Vaughn's is just like a Vaughn's, which for those of you who are not on the West Coast, a Vaughn's is equivalent to
Stop and Shop.
A Stop and Shop. I was going to say Wegmans, but Vaughn's and Wegmans are not the same. Anyways, basically what happens is that I get a basket. He also gets a basket, and we walk and we do our grocery shopping pretty much side by side in complete silence the entire time. I try to like, you know, have conversation with him where I'm just like, oh, like I'm getting croissants. Like I love croissants. Just silence the entire time. And he's like, yeah, like I live around the corner from here, like da 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 da, blah blah blah. And like we both like cash out, and like we have our little grocery bags. And I'm like, oh, like, did you want me to like drive you to your apartment? And he's like, no, I'm just gonna walk back. And that was it. That was the entire date. Did I ever see him again? No.
But you apparently saw the first guy again.
Yes.
I would like more information on that.
Also, literally every time I drive past that Vaughn's, it's like the Vaughn's, I think it's like in mid-city, I want to say. But every time PTSD. I drive, I'm just like, ugh, like a shudder like runs down my spine. I'm just like, ugh.
You get war flashbacks.
Visceral reaction to it. But yes, I did end up seeing Jaeger bomb again. Okay. Because a couple weeks after that, it was his birthday. And I was still at that stage in my early life after college where I was like, I want to go out, but I don't want to pay for anything. And it was his birthday, and he had a table also at the Abbey with bottle service. And so I said to my friend, I was like, hey girl, do you want to go to this guy's table? Like he's lied to me about his age. He made me like film him doing a Jaeger bomb for his fiance, ex-fiance. But so she was like, yeah, let's go. And so we went and we got the free drinks. And like the vibe just wasn't the same as that first date. I like gave him like a little hug, and like that was the extent of the conversation. We took the free drinks and then we left. And then I never saw him again.
All right. How do I rule, you may ask?
Yes.
Okay. So the first date with Jaeger bomb, I would say is endearing for you.
Thank you. I tried really hard.
The second date was cringe, but the third seeing of him is endearing as well because you got free drinks. And free
Yes.
drinks is always endearing.
Gay court rules.
Gay court rules. Endearing, cringe, endearing.
Period.
The second date, or the date with the Vaughn's man, it is cringe, but somewhat endearing because you did actually get to do your groceries.
Now, had I got him to pay for my groceries, that would have been much more endearing. But
So
damn.
it's just endear.
Deer in headlights.
So I would rate it an endearing situation because you got to do your errands, but cringe because you have to pass that Vaughn's quite often.
Yes. And it was also cringe because it was like 10 p.m. at the Vaughn's. It wasn't like a normal grocery shopping hour.
Oh my God, grocery shopping at like the middle of the night is a different experience. You see people.
You know, it's a
would not
better
expect.
experience though.
Have you? Okay, I don't know. You know what's not a really good experience at 10 p.m.?
What?
Walmart.
I don't mind a Walmart experience in the middle of the night. I like a Walmart experience in the middle of the night. There should be a designated gay shopping hour.
The pavilions in WeHo. But
Oh my God, the traffic there moves so quickly because the gays are just like, get out of my way. I do actually like that pavilion. So like it's a nice place to like park if you're going to West Hollywood.
you're like, everyone walks fast.
Yeah. Get out my way.
Get out of my way, I'm gay.
Move, I'm gay.
Maybe if I had the dates at pavilions, I would have fared better than at Vaughn's.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You should reach out to that man again. Just kidding.
No, I don't think I could. I don't remember what his name is or what he even looks like.
I mean, you didn't speak to him at all during the date, so I don't think you knew what he did.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. He had a good profile, but whatever.
That's nice. I'm like, that's nice.
So let's re-segue back into, you said that your date from the Zodiac ice cream knew Demon Twink?
Yes. So this leads us to segment 3, which is Let the Record Show. Our historical moment. And this week we're gonna do Demon Twink. Jacob, what do you know about Demon Twink?
I think Demon Twink is a very historical moment. So I think we would probably add it to the gay court pop culture history book.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know of Demon Twink is mostly like the Twitter thread from Ty Sunderland about what happened. But I don't know like the intricacies of Thai tea or like that side of like the East Coast side of gay of gay. So I'm excited to hear you, a native New Yorker, talk about
native
this.
New Yorker. My formative years have been in New York, basically.
A native New Yorker in that you moved there at age, who knows?
18.
18. Love 18.
You're a native Californian, even though you are from New York. We've switched lives.
Oh my God, did we parent trap?
We basically did, because I'm from California, moved to New York. You're from New York, moved to California.
Lindsay Lohan, come on this podcast. I love Lindsay Lohan.
We love Lindsay Lohan.
She's an artist of our generation.
Actually, no, it's not Lindsay Lohan. It's Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that.
Yeah, it's on TikTok. And I was like, Lindsay Lohan? Who the hell is that? She's like, that's my last name, bitches. But all right. So I guess you could start with Demon Twink. To those who don't know what a twink is, there are groups in the homosexual gay communities where people are categorized basically. And a twink is a homosexual male with somewhat boyish qualities. They're usually cute, very skinny, very small, around the age of 18 to early 20s. And they're usually young and male. And like last week, a lot of them are white.
I think what our fans who don't know can envision is a Twinkie. If you know what a Twinkie is, a hostess Twinkie, imagine that, but personified.
Yeah, so the white host of this podcast. Just kidding.
Bitch, you better be joking.
Who's that? Me?
Who? What?
I don't think I would technically be classified as a twink. I think
We're
I would
too old.
Yeah, I think I would fall into otter category.
We're too old now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I can give you a little bit of back history of like what Ty Sunderland parties are and everything. So
Mhm.
Ty Sunderland is a DJ.
DJ. Kidding.
DJ Khaled. Another one. Another one.
Another one.
Just, I mean, okay, we'll get into does he actually play DJ Khaled at his events? Because you've been to Tai
I
Tea,
did
right?
these events. Yeah. No, it's literally less like pop remixes.
Period.
Sometimes there's theme nights, there's themed Thai teas and everything. So
Mhm.
Ty Sunderland is a prominent New York gay DJ, and he like every summer he has Thai teas on Sunday, which is where like we go to $3 Bill, which is one of the like venues here in Brooklyn. And it's just an outdoor dance party where there's different DJs. There's alcohol, they sell wings. It's actually really fun. You just dance with your friends and everything.
They look literally so fun. Like every time I see them on like Instagram or Twitter, I'm just like, damn, I need to like go to New York for this. Like this sounds
It's fun. So you should come for Pride. That's how we can like hang out.
gay rights.
Gay rights!
Gay rights.
Gay rights!
Let's just say the afternoon ones are a little bit more wholesome than the evening ones. But it's a different type of wholesome.
Wholesome.
He also hosts these boat parties. So Demon Twink occurred on the Britney boat party, which I think was like July 31st of 2021.
Oh, we
So-
have dates.
Yeah, it was like when like the little Pond de replay we were in was getting a little bit,
Less.
more lax.
Vaccines were
Vaccines were a thing. Yeah.
They were inserted into people's.
Yeah. So every few weeks, Ty would have these boat parties, which were usually themed by some pop diva. This week happened to be Britney Spears, Free Britney.
We love Britney
and she
Boat.
was.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she was.
Yeah. So Demon Twink became this whole like meme, basically. So basically, this is the tweet that started it all. I will read it directly from Ty Sunderland's
A primary source.
primary source. Ty Sunderland tweeted on July 31st. There was a Demon Twink on Britney boat last night. Threw a drink at the DJ equipment, wouldn't get off the stage unless I stopped the music. Then the party ended, and he's somehow in the VIP section getting his ass ate, like out in the open. We literally had to tell him to stop and go home.
So this
And
is on a boat, like in the Hudson River. Is that the
Yes.
river?
East River, Hudson River, one of the bodies of water. in
We
New
don't know
York.
anything about geography on this podcast. It's not a
We don't
geography
know.
podcast.
No, it's one of the bodies of water. It's on the side that's closer to like the west side of Manhattan.
Girl, I don't know what that is, but okay.
And basically, the Britney boat usually goes out, like the diva boats, you want to call it. They usually go out at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and they
Mhm.
don't get back till like 11. Because then you go to the other Ty Sunderland party afterwards. Usually, that's what the gays usually do.
Oh, that's smart. That's a good way for him to get his money.
Yeah.
A pregame
So-
and a postgame? Ty, businessman, artist.
Have I personally gone on one of these boats? I have not, for a few reasons. One, it's a fucking boat for like 4 hours. You can't go home
Mhm,
if you want to leave.
mhm.
You're on a boat. What do you do? Swim the river?
Yeah. I once went on a booze cruise with my friend in Philadelphia, and it was like for 4th of July. And it was like us and like 8 other people on like a very small boat. But it was a great time. We ended up in New Jersey for a little bit, which was like a little
Ooh.
problematic, but we eventually made it back. But I did like that they played Fireball by Pitbull and they gave us all free shots of Fireball. So that was fun. Not as good as a Britney boat, but fun.
And then after that first tweet, all the New York gays started tweeting about it.
Because
This
everybody
one
wanted
guy-
to know who Demon Twink was, right?
Yeah, this one guy was like thinking about the guy who unabashedly got his ass ate on the Britney boat in front of everyone. Hope he's having a good day. To which Ty Sunderland replied on Twitter with, I hope he's not. And then he said, I honestly wouldn't have cared as much if he didn't throw a drink at me and fucked up my microphone and DJ equipment. Then like the gays started working really hard because the gays love working really hard. then this is how it
they
led.
do love working hard for internet drama. And I totally understand
Yes.
that, like, if you're gonna fuck up Ty's DJ equipment, then there's no Ty T. There's no Ty Britney boat. There's like none
There's
of these
nothing.
things. So you're
Yeah.
attacking the community if you're throwing drinks
Exactly.
at him. We must protect.
So all the gays who were on Britney Boat were like looking at their stories, and some gays found like videos and pictures they had of Demon Twink in the background. It was this white gay wearing a Britney Spears shirt and I believe like pink shorts or something. There is one where it was like a picture of him really close and like shirtless and like kind of like legit. Let me send it to you right now. Like
I'm watching the videos you sent me earlier, and I'm like, that's pretty much exactly what I would have imagined Demon Twink looking like, because I hadn't seen him until today.
This is all. Here's also a picture of him with like his eyes red because of like the flash and looking like a demon. Did you get it?
Oh, just got sent a video. Here's the proof. Oh, wow. I mean, he's sex positive.
We love that.
He wants to free Britney during the time that Britney was still in her conservatorship. So we do like that. But the throwing the stuff at the DJ booth, unforgivable.
No. Ty also tweeted he would have been kicked out if he weren't on a boat. It's not a question of how much security is on a boat. Security is basically cops. I don't want the cops to show up at my party, so we should just be able to manage without. And then this set Twitter and all the New York gays a storm, and Demon Twink became this like meme overnight. Everyone kept referencing Demon Twink and everything. I had a caption about Demon Twink on my picture that weekend. I think I went to Thai tea and I was like, my day wasn't ruined by Demon Twink. It even reached like my heterosexual female friends, and they were like, Ryan, who's Demon Twink?
Oh my god.
So iconic. This lasted a few days, and then Ty like tweeted like, okay, it's now Monday. No more Demon Twink discourse. Let him have his anonymity. I don't want to know. I hope he just never throws drinks at my DJ equipment again. Heart emoji.
That's fair. And yet here we are having discourse about it. Because it needs to be covered in history, pop culture history.
But this connects to my really bad 10 p.m. Zodiac ice cream date, because I believe this was happening this happened a couple weeks after Demon Twink. And we were just discussing different things. And I forgot how the topic of Demon Twink like came into conversation on this ice cream date after he said I was egotistical.
How wouldn't it?
But he was like, I know Demon Twink. And I was like, what?
You know Demon Twink?
I was like, what do you mean you know Demon Twink? He's like, he was in my fraternity in college.
A fraternity?
Yeah.
Not for me.
And then he showed me the Demon Twink's Instagram. He showed me Demon Twink's Facebook. And it was a picture of Demon Twink. A picture he posted on his like personal social media on the night of the Britney boat, wearing the exact same outfit. It was Demon Twink.
Oh my god.
Do I remember the name? No, because I was too annoyed with the fact he called me self-absorbed, egotistical, and a know-it-all.
We will also preserve Demon Twink's anonymity on this podcast because we don't remember his
I don't remember his information. But according to the guy I went on a date with, Demon Twink outside of Britney Boat was actually a very sweet and quiet guy. And he was very confused why he acted the way he did, because apparently they had a group chat of all his old frat brothers and they're like, oh, look, it's so-and-so. And he was like, oh my God, it is. And then that led to the discussion, and they're just like, this is so weird because he's such a nice guy and so quiet, and this seems so unlike him. But we all do some things when we're a little too drunk.
Listen, I threw up at a McDonald's. Like, it happens. I didn't throw my McFlurry at the McDonald's speaker thing.
Listen,
not the same thing, but you know.
I pole danced and ripped my pants on a New York City subway pole, so I can't say anything.
Yes, we all really can't say anything because we've all done dumb shit.
Yeah, basically. So for the gay history books, Does Demon Twink make it? Does Demon Twink not? What is your
I think
decision?
Demon Twink makes it,
Mm.
but
Oh,
I would say that Demon Twink would have to be included within the Thai tea section because that seems just like an iconic chapter, so to speak, of like New York gay party scene.
yes.
That like it needs to be covered and it like needs to be like documented in some way.
Yes.
That sounded dramatic, but like I think that Demon Twink should not be the hero. Thai tea or Thai's
Thai
party
Sunderland.
throwings should
Yes.
be the overarching section of the gay history books. So I'm gonna rule gay history.
Ayo.
Heyo, we have some more for the history books.
I guess maybe my next historical moment will be just Thai Sunderland when we have a guest who's from New York and can discuss Thai's parties with me.
Why don't we just get Thai? Just like, hey.
Hey Thai, I know you might be busy like planning Thai teas because they're coming back in May, but like, can you come discuss Thai tea?
I think he would do it. And if anybody knows Demon Twink and if Demon Twink wants to come on and we can have them debate.
Ooh, we love that. That's gonna be good.
Can you imagine we just have like we just have them on the podcast and the other person shows up and it's like no, I'm telling you, we should become the Maury of gay Twitter.
You're Maury, I'm Povich.
That was a good one. Beautiful. Thank you for walking us through the gay history books. I think that brings us though to the saddest part of our podcast, the end, the closing statements. Ryan, do you have any final homosexual thoughts that you wanted to bring home today?
I'm gay, you're gay, we're gay, gay.
Gay.
Guy rights.
What a fantastic closing statement that you just gave, Ryan. My closing statement will be, I think, there's a lot of bad dates out there, but the way that you should look at it is if you have a bad date, you have a good story.
For sure.
As long as you're safe, have a positive, safe experience, I think it will eventually make for a good story down the line that you could one day tell on a podcast.
If you can't laugh at yourself, who else could you laugh at?
So that was the podcast. If you enjoyed it, be sure to follow us on social at Gay Court Podcast. And then my handle is I got Shubach, IGOTSCHUPBACH. And Ryan's is What's Up? It's Ryan, WAZUPITSRYAN. And remember, if you hear this and you do not follow us, that makes you homophobic.
Ooh.
Unless you're avoiding social media, then we allow it. But otherwise, homophobic. Think about it.
You don't want to be a homophobe. Do you want to be a homophobe?
Do you want to be a homophobe?
That's not being an ally.
That's not being an ally if you're a homophobe.
Exactly.
Is homophobia allowed in allyship? No.
And like we said at the top of the podcast, if you have any subjects or stories you'd like us to make rulings on, please actually send us your bad dates and we can make rulings on it.
Yes.
Maybe in a future episode, maybe Bad Dates Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Who knows?
And even send us your straight dates, because as we covered at the top of the podcast, dating a woman is a little bit gay.
Yeah.
A lot of it gay.
So if you send us anything you want at our email at gaycourtpodcast@gmail.com or on our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at gaycourtpodcast. And make sure you leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. As of now, I think we have Spotify and Google.
Yes. We're trying to get Apple Podcasts, but Apple Podcast is being homophobic and trying to make me download iTunes. But I don't have the right operating system. A lot.
But please leave us a review and help us promote the gay agenda. And anything less than 5 stars is what? Can you guess? Homophobic. So see you guys next time.
And
Guy
rights.
Guy rights.
Guy rights. Remember it.
Gay rights!
Gay Court is a Perfectly Done Toast podcast production.